I'm Dani Gurry, and you've tuned in to Good Morning Frederick. It's a podcast, well, about Frederick. Everything, the people, the businesses, the nonprofits, and the cool stuff. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Good Morning Frederick. It is a gorgeous day today. Good morning, Frederick. Today is Thursday, June 27th, and I'm your host, Dani Gurry. You like the show? Here are 3 easy ways you can help this show grow, which helps the businesses and nonprofits get more exposure. Tell someone about the show. Easy. Number 1, encourage them to watch. 2, subscribe, like, comment, share. Share all the streams and follow. I know it's very mundane and repetitive, but it does really help. The algorithms are looking for engagement, and the more we get, the more they push the show to other people in the area. Go through some of the older videos. Watch them as well on YouTube. You can also search on our channel for some great stuff. If you're looking for some marketing opportunities, please reach out. I have some really affordable ways to reach thousands of people in Frederick. And we got the new Good Morning Frederick merch. That's our 20-ounce travel cup. I love them. And you can pick them up now at the home of everything Frederick, which is 401 North Market Street. The shop is open Thursdays to Sundays. And if you're looking for a place to relax, to grab some coffee, or purchase locally made products, stop by. There are still some Good Morning Frederick t-shirts, tank tops, hats, magnets, and stickers that are also available. Plus, of course, merch for everything Frederick, as well as some really cool Maryland stuff. Both Good Morning Frederick and Everything Frederick and More are all about giving back to local organizations. And right now we've got 2 that we are collecting for. Number 1, Souls of Love. They actually provide new shoes for kids just in time for school. Let me just tell you, my goal is 200 pairs of shoes. And it's unfortunate how things are so expensive. That $1,000 that I collected from Ken's Transmissions and I'm going to have to remember the name of that other company. I will get it. But I collected $1,000, 25 pairs of shoes for the kids. So I'm going to need a lot more to hit my goal of 200. Now, Mama Cone and I will count the shoes next Saturday, see where we are, but I know we are pretty way off. I probably need at least 75 pairs of shoes. So if you're a local business and want to give back, please reach out. I have a way you can get a good tax deduction. Also, if you're an individual who had a good year, you can also contact me and I'll give you the info to write a tax deductible check. If you for like 100, 200, if you can do 500, that'd be awesome. If none of that works, consider any donation. I've posted my Cash App, Venmo, etc. to social, and I will go shop for shoes with the money that you donate. And United Way, we're collecting new school supplies to stuff the bus. There's a yellow bin at the home of everything Frederick, and you can shop now and drop them off anytime, obviously Thursday to Sunday, or do what I just did. Go to staples.com, put in school supplies, and there are some amazing deals. I just ordered 110 items for $50. Notebooks, the composition books, pencils, erasers, rulers, $50. And they're delivering it right to me. So feel free. Go to staples.com. You can order, have it shipped to the home of everything Frederick if you want. Just let me know what day it is expected to be delivered, and I will go by the shop if we're not open and make sure I bring it in. Simple. $20. $20 will allow you to buy like 30 notebooks and things like that. So if you have $20 that you can give to the kids of Frederick County, I'm happy to pick up at Staples for you. Just list me as somebody who can pick up. On today's show, Josh Marks is a veterans advocate who will join the show live to talk about the Veterans Treatment Court, which assists veterans facing nonviolent legal charges. Madison Silver from Fortress Foundation Solutions talks about all things Basement-y. And Judith Kornett talks about how art has been a part of her entire life. Also, Bob Miller joins me from WFMD's Morning News Express for news, weather, and sports. And as always, I've got all your events. So let's go ahead and get everything started. As always, a huge thank you to We Help You Move, powering Good Morning Frederick. Whether you're moving across the street or somewhere around the country, Nicholas and his team of moving experts make the whole process easier. They can relieve a lot of your stress as well. We Help You Move is veteran-owned and a huge supporter of the Frederick community. We love supporting organizations like We Help You Move because they are always there for us when we need them. We're putting it out there where we want to get Nicholas to Montana. And that is, I think, the one state in the 48 he hasn't moved to or from yet. So if you're looking to get a homestead out there, you can contact Nicholas at wehelpyoumove.com. All right, let's find out what's happening with news, weather, and sports. I'd love to bring in Bob Miller from Morning News Express on WFMD with all the details. Bring them on right now. Well, hello there, sir. How are you?
You know what? Every day is a holiday. Every meal is a banquet. I know I say that all the time, but that's exactly how I feel.
Well, I love that too as well. I figure when I wake up every morning, I'm doing at least something right.
Right? You know, I still want to know, and I questioned this a long time ago, is that picture that you have of me, which is a promotional picture, but I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. I'm like, what are you doing with your hands? Were you getting ready to give the thumbs up? Or
I don't know, but I'll tell you this. You know, finding a promotional picture of you is not very easy, my friend. I don't know why. What's wrong? Are you camera shy?
Well, would you like to take a picture of this? No. I get so many people just say, my gosh, you are ugly. We don't want you on a promotional picture. You know, I just, I don't know. I mean, they take a whole bunch, you know, when they do it periodically, right? They'll take a bunch. And our hosts on the other side of the wall, you know who I'm talking about, they get like 50, 60, 70 taken of them. And for like the morning guys on the on WFMD, hey, click, here you go, you're good. What?
Well, Chris too. I'm like, Lord, there are not very many pictures of Chris. So as soon as he gets back from vacay, I think we need to try to organize something.
If you want to find a unicorn, all right, in pictures, you have to find one where Chris Michaels isn't doing this.
Oh, yes, you know? I know.
He's always like that. Every picture he takes, he's got his arms up like this, and he's just like
yeah, we know. You work out. We got it.
Yes, he does work out. And it has ruined his body. I'll let him tell you that story. It's worked out way too hard for himself. So that's a shame.
See, that's why I don't work out.
Me too. I was, you know, I know this. I'm working on trying to get a house cleaned up for somebody, and I took the hot water heater. We had to replace the hot water heater, and so I was taking it to the dump yesterday, and I tried to lift this thing up, and I could not lift it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I used to be able to do this, and then I realized it still had 50 gallons of water in it. So I drained it, and I was able to lift it, but it wasn't as easy as it used to be. And then I raked up a bunch of leaves and stuff, and I stuck them in the recycling bin, and I tried to lift that up into my truck, and it was wet and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting old. But
yes, getting old is no fun. Absolutely. I know, I understand.
All right. So here's what's going on in the world of news, and it's been we had Jason Lando on our program this morning, talked about some of the crime stats that are going down in the city of Frederick, and it's interesting because what they do now, they have a thing called NIBRs, and it's the way they report crimes. It used to be one way, so like if Dani murdered somebody, and she's never murdered anybody, trust me, but if she also stole their phone in that murder, there would be only the murder and not the stealing of the phone. Now that's all reported. If you do multiple crimes, committing a crime, they all get reported under certain categories, and so therefore you would see crime stats look like they're going up. Where they're really not. They're just reporting more of it. And so I think it'll be next year before we'll be able to do apples and apples type of comparison.
Right. Giving it some history to, get the comparative numbers down. Interesting. I wonder, is there a reason that they're doing it this way?
It was something that they were told they had to do. I think it was like a nationwide type of thing that they want reporting of crimes to be different.
Gotcha.
So that's why they're doing that. Speaking of crimes, there was a guy, I think we talked about it yesterday, who was playing his trumpet a little too loud in the streets of Frederick.
Right.
And resisted arrest, and that he was the guy who supposedly got tased. Jason Lando said he cannot talk about that particular case because it's still under investigation. Yeah. But he did say that the reports of a taser event is 1,000% inaccurate.
Ah, okay.
So
well, at least
it didn't
there's
happen.
That. Yeah.
Shucks.
Yeah.
I like to see. I think that would be a great segment for your show. Dani gets tased.
To tase you? You, Chris? I think maybe we tase Chris.
We can tase Chris. Let's do that. Let's tase Chris. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm thinking maybe somebody a little younger than him, too. All right. You just never know what's going to happen. I'm sorry. I think we got off track a little bit. Other story that, of course, that made the news today was after months of discussion and turmoil and back and forth, and the Board of Education voted 5-2 yesterday to approve the district's now balanced fiscal year 2025 operating budget at a measly $940 million. That
is unbelievable to me.
Right?
I mean, I know we're growing, but that seems so big. I don't know.
It does. They took away some money from some of the benefits after teachers get out. They did some other rearranging. I think it's the same thing. I used to go, and maybe you have too, at some point in time in your many careers that you've had. I've talked to 8th graders for, what is it called? Career Day.
Career Day,
right?
Yeah.
And I would always go in, and they always have, they had a little sheet of questions and stuff, and I'd let them ask the questions, and I said, okay, I'm a talk show host, so we're going to have a talk show. And I'd always go, how much money do you think it takes to educate you guys? How much money does the county spend on education? And I would get like, I don't know, $1 million, $5 million, $100,000, and I'd get these questions. And at that time that I did those, it was a little over $500,000. $500 million. $500 million.
Yeah.
And now we're almost to $1 billion. And that hasn't been that long ago. So I don't know. I always think we should go from the bottom up instead of the top down. And I'm hoping that's what they're going to do. And one of the big things was, of course, and you and I discussed this, and that is remote learning.
Yeah.
And that is a big issue, remote virtual programming for grades 3 to 8. And there are people who are very passionate about that.
Yes, there are.
Yeah. Yes. So that's what the budget, and I don't know exactly how long it'll take before we reach $1 billion. I think next year.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I think maybe we should do a little bigger audit. This is just me talking, and it's not the news of the day. It's an editorial, but I think maybe at least once every other year or every 5 years, it should be an audit of the Frederick County public school systems, and they may already do that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think it ought to be too. I'd love for that audit to be kind of opened up to the public. Like, I would love to see where they're spending all of this money. I don't feel like it's trickling down to the schools. I don't know. It's like a drain on East Street that it seems to be. I don't know. I would love to see where all that money is allocated.
Well, the drain on East Street usually, when it rains really hard, doesn't really drain.
Right. Exactly.
But the mayor is taking care of that, too. So, in sports, hey, look, the Orioles finally got off the snide the other day. Cedric Mullins hit a tie-breaking solo home run. Gunnar Henderson hit his 26th home run of the season, and Ryan O'Hearn also went deep for the Orioles. They finally won after they beat the Yankees 17-5 all the way back on June 20th. They doubled up the Cleveland Guardians yesterday by a score of 4-2. I will get this name wrong. Kyle Higashioka. I think that's close enough. Homered twice, including his first career grand slam, and helped the San Diego Padres beat the Nationals yesterday by a score of 8-5. I even did a phonetically spelling of it, and I still can. Higashioka.
I've done that too.
Yeah, I did. So the Wizards picked up a 7-foot French star in the second pick of the NBA draft. His name is Alex Sarr. They used their highest selection in 14 years to add some much-needed size to a team that only won 15 games last season. Now, last season he played in Australia for the Perth Wildcats. Also spent 2 years in the United States with the Overtime Elite, which is a developmental league. And finally, Brunswick exploded for 7 runs in the first inning en route to a 14-0 drubbing of Montgomery County Little League softball teams, Emory and Elizabeth Fry Memorial Field yesterday. It ended after 4 innings with the mercy rule. Brunswick swept the district tournament and advanced to the state tournament, which begins July 6th in Waldorf.
Very good.
So there you go. And we all know we got something that we desperately needed a little yesterday. Got a little rain.
Yes. Yeah.
Not enough.
You said there was a chance. And, it's funny. We get our lawn done by True Green. And he's like, I'm putting fertilizer down. I'm like, are you sure it's going to burn? He goes, my app says that rain is coming. And I'm thinking, wow, he's more accurate than most forecasters. So there you go.
Yes. Today we're going to get partly cloudy, and right now we got some blue skies. 88 today, 84 tomorrow, 87 for your high on Saturday. Not a whole lot of chance more rain coming in. I was talking to my mom yesterday. She goes, we haven't had a lick of rain in June at all. And I'm like, I know, Mom, I know, I get it. But I said a very bright, smart, brilliant man said one time, it'll rain. It always does.
It will. Yes. Yeah. Well, we got a ton of it in May, and then, it just dried up. But, we much needed that last night. And, I'm looking forward to the sunshine today.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's there. I can see it right back there. Sunshine.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. All right. Sir, you have a wonderful afternoon, and we will see you to wrap up the week tomorrow.
A fabulous Friday tomorrow. Thank you, Dani.
Fabulous Friday.
Thank you, Dani.
See ya. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then I'll have giveaways for the week and all the events. You're going to meet Madison Silver from Fortress Foundations, and I'm going to introduce you to Judith Kornett, a local artist I met while I was at Frederick Book Arts. Also, Josh Marks, a veterans advocate, will be live with us right after this.
Elevate your next party with Dreamscape Slumber Events. Over 12 themes and customization available for kids, teens, and adults to enjoy. Don't have the space? We have solutions for that too. Search Dreamscape Slumber Events on Facebook.
Don't forget to use those promo codes. When you book your tickets online with Tree Trekkers, use GMF. And of course, if you're booking a party with Dreamland Slumber Events, you let them know you saw them on Good Morning Frederick, and you'll get a discount there as well. All right, this past weekend, I was at the Veterans Family Fun Day at the Burkittsville Ruritan. That was put on by Pulling for Veterans. And I chatted with Josh Marks, who's an independent veteran advocate. And he's doing a lot about the Veterans Treatment Court, which gives support to veterans facing nonviolent offenses. I'm going to bring Josh on. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, great, Dani. How are you doing? And thank you, by the way, for all you do for our veterans, and especially for Nick. Nick is
Look, it's my pleasure. When somebody gives back so much, it makes it kind of easy, to be honest.
It's really, there in this world, there are people that do and people that don't. And the people that do step up, and all they want to do is do what's right. And in my mind, giving is living. Well, I don't get paid for what I do. I love what I do. I believe in what the veterans do and what they've sacrificed so much for the country. Yeah. And when they come back, nobody gives a damn. And that's really a shame.
For sure. Yeah, well, you heard me on Saturday. I get choked up even just doing the Pledge of Allegiance or talking anything about it because I'm just so overwhelmed with gratitude for what people will step up and do for us. But you are stepping up as well. Tell me a little bit about this Veterans Treatment Court and this terrible story, actually, about the young man who passed away and was in California at the time after a surgery.
Okay, so we'll start with Veterans Treatment Courts. Veterans Treatment Courts address veterans that don't reintegrate well after they discharge, that come back with traumatic brain injury or PTSD, and they attempt to self-medicate. And when they self-medicate, we're talking about alcohol, maybe opiates, and coming back with their families, falling out of favor with their families, leaving the family, becoming homeless, and fall into trouble with the law. And these guys just never reintegrate well. And if you ask them, do you need help? No, somebody else needs help more than me. And that's honorable. And we're not talking about these people that you see on TV that suffer from PTSD, that pick up a gun and do mass slaughtering. Veterans don't do that. It's such a misnomer. And it's our society places such drama on things like that. It's just not happening that way. With this court, if they meet the criterion after they're picked up, it's reviewed by the state's attorney and the court judge, mostly who are military veterans. They'll be admitted to a 12 to 18-month program, and they'll be treated for drug therapy, mental therapy, drug testing, a lot of VA benefits they didn't even know they were entitled to, and they work with them alongside not-for-profits that help do this type of stuff. And when they graduate the program, their criminal records are expunged, which is wonderful because they restart their life. And there's actually someone at Platoon 22 that came out of a Texas treatment court that turned his entire life around. A Marine, by the way. Good guy.
That is wonderful because I know that, like you say, there's especially those who have, been overseas on several tours and, when they just reacclimating to civilian life is sometimes extraordinarily difficult. And to get the resources that they need, the help that they need in those cases without having to deal with jail or, something like that is wonderful. So the Veterans Treatment Courts have existed, or do they exist around the country? Obviously, I guess if somebody was in Texas, but now in Maryland.
As of December 22, there were 623 of them.
Okay.
With Frederick, Washington, we could proudly say we have 625 of them. In Maryland, there were 4: Anne Arundel, Baltimore City, Prince George's County, and Dorchester County, which is a regional court. It's the first regional court in the state. With the advent in December of 23, where the new court, Frederick, Washington, was created, with a lot of thanks to Platoon 22, Nikki Falzone, who really gave me traction and kept running, and thanks to Eric Schaefer and Scott Raleigh, judges in the Frederick court system. Judge Raleigh is circuit court. Judge Schaefer is the administrative district court judge. We got it rolling, and it's they haven't heard cases yet, but they're in line to do it. It takes a while to set the program up and get volunteers and mentors. I have to add that we're talking about a court that has a very low recidivism rate. Recidivism rate means repeat offender. So, for instance, there's a 2018 NIH report that says that nationally, VTC rates had a 14% recidivism rate versus a 23 to 46% rate for conventional court. That's amazing. And in Maryland, it's lower.
Yeah.
And once we have this all running, these are grant-funded courts. Gray Barton, God bless him, he's the executive director of the Court of Special Problems that oversees the grants process and helps train these people to get this thing done. There were other grants from Bureau of Justice Assistance and All Rise, which is justiceforveterans.org. Gray's a good guy. Right now, I have a current initiative down in Southern Maryland, and I have a team of people that are working with me. And when I do this, I develop collaborative teams. It's not just me. There are a bunch of people that are doing this.
Yeah.
We're trying to get St. Mary's, Calvert County, and Charles County into one regional court. This would be the third regional court in Maryland, and would make it from 9 counties at 5 venues to 12 counties at 6 venues.
Yeah.
And there are 3 or 4 other underserved venues.
Let me ask you, how can the citizens of Frederick help and support the efforts to do this? What do you guys need?
You could stop in at Platoon 22 if you're a veteran and you'd like to mentor. Talk with Nikki Falzone. Nikki can steer you into that direction. They actually have a brochure that they put out on Veterans Treatment Court. If you stop in, you can pick one up and they'll talk to you about it. Nikki's the person to talk to. She's fantastic.
Okay.
If you allow me 1 moment, I'd like to give a shout out to a couple people that are part of my collaborative team, and we're talking nationwide.
Sure.
First and foremost, Tracy Stevens down in Calhoun County, Alabama. Tracy, thank you for all the guidance you've given me. In Southern Maryland, I'd like to make a call out to Brandon Temple, Julie Bryson, Reynaldo Walson, Joe Barnett, Lori Cangelosi, and some others down there. I think that's mostly of my team down there. They're good folks. They believe in what they're doing, and they're helping me move this thing forward.
Yeah.
If I can change gears for a minute and talk about young Jordan Way. Jordan Way was a Navy corpsman who in December 17 went underneath the knife, if you want to call it that, for rotator cuff surgery at 29 Palms Marine Base at Naval Hospital. And he was dead 3 days later. And what happened was they overprescribed OxyContin. And he died due to an overdose. And the doctor didn't even see him on the last thing. He was taking 82 pills.
What?
It's crazy. I'm going to put a hyperlink in your comment section. You could read the story. God bless Susie Way, who's the mom. I know this family. I knew this kid. He played football with my son at South Carroll. They enlisted at the same time. My son is a Marine who deployed to the sandbox. Jordan was temporarily assigned at 29 Palms as a pharmacy tech. And he kept complaining about this. But the story is recounted in this hyperlink I'll send to you. And it's quite timely because they lost the appeal. They lost their case. They lost the appeal. And I worked on that law in 2019 to get them the right to bring suit against DOD. And DOD is denying over 90% of these cases. And there's a new case that I just read in Stars and Stripes up in a couple from Baltimore that a guy went in for spinal surgery at Walter Reed and they botched it and he's paralyzed.
Yeah, there's got to be some I think that
there's no recourse right now.
Yes,
and
right.
If this guy has his case heard by the Supreme Court and he wins, he'll open the door. Yeah. And we're praying for him. And I just connected with the lawyer this morning. that's handling that case to talk to them about the Way family. So
Yeah.
God bless these guys. They don't deserve this.
Yeah.
They just
well,
don't
no
deserve
one
it.
does, right? And so
Right.
in a public hospital for those of us civilians, we'd have recourse to take action to make sure that those mistakes are punishable. And it's unfortunate on every side, but my gosh, that family has lost their son, their brother, their, and for what?
The
It
law
was
that governs it's called the Ferris Doctrine.
yeah.
And
yeah.
in 2019, Congresswoman Jackie Spear from California, actually a survivor of the Jamestown Massacre in Guyana, if you remember that, had enough sponsors to create the law that the then president signed into law. And since then, it has to be heard. They have to present their claims to the services. If they're denied, they have no recourse. If they're not denied, they can move forward with a suit. All of them are being denied.
Yeah.
And that's unconscionable. It's a travesty. And that's one of my recent works. So I'm working a lot. I'm all over the place. So.
Yeah. Well, look, we really appreciate everything you're doing for our veterans. I do think this Veterans Treatment Court is a great solution because it's not just, it's getting them the help so that they can actually be successful. And that's what the, other prison systems and things like that don't seem to do at such a great rate. So I love that they're getting this second chance. And, we will stay in touch with you, though, as these things progress, and love to have you back to talk about it. And I pray for that family and hope that they are able to achieve some closure soon.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Josh. All right. We want to thank him for that. Look, I think our veterans, we have to protect them at all costs, I think. So, all right, let's change gears a little bit. Let's talk about what's happening here in Frederick. Happening in Frederick is sponsored by Taco Bar. It's Birria Thursday at Taco Bar, located West Point Plaza on Route 40, right between 40 and alternate 40. Birria is slow-cooked shredded beef, and it's served a variety of ways. You can get it on tacos with melted cheese and pair it with some consomme, which is the beef broth made from the same juices. There are birria tacos, queso birria, pizza birria, torta birria, and birria fries, and more. Remember, this special is available at Taco Bar only on Thursdays. They want to make sure that meat is cooked perfectly for you each week. So it's a Thursday special. You can check out tacobar1.com. All right, let's check out the calendar. They're actually, the home of everything Frederick has added another event. Let me pull up my calendar here. Okay, here we go. Promocircus.com, that's my company helping businesses with marketing, events, and promotion. And I'm a virtual promotions director for radio stations if they should so need one. All right, you can see here on the 27th. Let's click on that agenda view to bring today's date into a much easier format to look at. Okay, let's see. You can, the home of everything Frederick is open today, so you can check that out. Stop in the shop. Every time somebody comes in, they go, oh my gosh, this place is great. And I've had a few people reach out to me about wanting to sell their goods at the shop. And I will chat with Shannon and we will get all of that taken care of for you. It is, of course, Alive at 5 today. $6 to get in, $6 beverages. They have cocktails from McClintock and 10th Ward and beer from Brewer's Alley. I think today might have been the Idiom Takeover. I'll have to double check the schedule on that. And La Unica Band, which is Celtic Latin fusion. I would love to, I might have to head down there today. Looks like it's going to be a great day for that. So you can head to Alive at 5. You must be 21 to get in, or you can head over to the library side, bring a blanket or chairs, and enjoy the music from there. I always thought it might be good to go upstairs at the library on that little viewing deck that they have up there. They actually also today, Beach Read, a summer book fair for adults is happening at Attaboy Barrel House from 5 to 7:30. I love this. Curious Iguana and Attaboy Beer have joined together for a Beach Reads book fair for adults. I know some of my lady friends like the summer reads and to take to the pool and to the beach. So you can check that out. That is this evening at Attaboy Barrel House on South Wisner Street. Also, that Bouquets and Bubbly is at the Frederick Floral Bar today from 5 to 6:30. You can make your own bouquet and get some champagne while you do it. And you will learn all the techniques from Stacy, who is an expert at floral design. And she'll guide you as you create a masterpiece of your own. Tomorrow, Fun Friday, the home of everything Frederick will be open again as well. And of course, there are tons of farmers markets tomorrow, the weekend. You got a couple more days to attend the Harney Fire Company Carnival. And the Smithsburg Fire Company Carnival. I think there should be like a passport that you get each season. And I'd love to see how many carnivals people actually attend. How many have you gone to this year? I'd love to hear. There is comedy night at Sky Stage tonight, 7:30, just $10 per person. And it's an all ages event, but if you want to purchase beer, wine, or you need ID, obviously. And there's other concessions available for purchase. I love that. I love Sky Stage. It should be a beautiful evening. How about a historic ghost tour? Have you done one of those here in Frederick? It is fun. I went on one a few years ago. It was done by Maryland Ghost Tours. And really, really fun. Walk around Frederick. And you get kind of all the details. And they say it is. We're one of Maryland's most haunted cities. I don't know. I never saw any ghosts, actually, but it does, it is fun to attend. So you can go do that as well. Saturday, let's see what we got. I have to go back and try to get more of the food truck schedules. I do try to find those as much as I can, but there is Touch a Truck on Saturday at 10 at Thurmont Regional Library. A variety of trucks and vehicles will be there. The kids love to climb in and check them all out, and that's fun in the morning for kids for that. You can do the Sip-In Saturday. There's tubing on the Potomac River. I would imagine, I don't know, is it quite low right now? It may be, which is not great, but that's what happens when things dry up a little bit. You got Maryland Double Deckers Brew with a View. You can purchase your tickets online. They leave from Rack Brewing and stop at all the local breweries and return you to that area. And that's, a great way to see Frederick. That bus is very fun. And it's a great way to get a group of people to and from each place quite easily. And then there is a free family drive-in on Saturday. It starts at 9 p.m. There's room for 60 cars. That's at 7th Street Shopping Center. They're going to be showing Super Mario Brothers. So if you want to head down to that at 7th Street, you can attend there. And then on Sunday, let's see what we got. We got the Urbana Library Farmers Market starts at 10 a.m. A lot of great vendors are down there. I've been there before. That's a pretty good one. There's a lavender watercolor workshop, which is happening at Springfield Manor Winery, Distillery, Brewery. They just had their Lavender Festival last weekend, I think it was, which looked like a lot of fun. I've never been to that. Have you been? It looks like a great time. It sells out every year, so I just don't get myself together organized quick enough for that. And then, of course, on Sunday evening, you've got the summer concert series at Baker Park's Band Shell. This week is Rays of Violet, who will be playing on Sunday evening at 7 o'clock. Great evening to take a blanket and sit down and enjoy the great music that is brought to you by Celebrate Frederick. And on Monday, I just want to make sure you know we're making bouquets with Ori at the Home of Everything Frederick. Mama Cone and I are going to be there for that. You can get information. You do need to register so they can have enough flowers for you. It's $65. You're going to walk away with a beautiful bouquet of flowers. And Ori is a hoot. And we're going to have a lot of fun doing that. And we'll have some beverages there for you too. We had wine and beer and seltzers last time. And so come make bouquets with Mama Cone and I on Monday evening, July 1st at 5:30. All right, that is about it. Well, if you want your event on our calendar or mentioned on the show, email it to everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. If you want a copy of the calendar, you can go to promocircus.com and click on Everything Frederick and Events. There's information about the Flying Cows Summer Camp, which starts July 15th that week or the week of July 22nd. You can do one or both, or your kids can, obviously. That's going to be put on by Coach Ed and some of the players of the Flying Cows. And all the links and everything you need is right there on the calendar. All right, a quick break, and then Madison Silver has literally crawled under houses for her job, and Judith tells me her favorite age to teach. This one age of child, she says, are perfect humans. Do you have a perfect human at any stage of their life? I don't think I did, but she thinks so. We're going to find out more about that right after this.
All-in-One Events is Frederick's #1 source for event rentals and entertainment. Please visit us on the web at www.aioeventgroup.com or call 1-888-727-8902 for more information.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shining salary beyond compare.
All right, A&S Construction, a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business right here in Frederick, specializing in roofing and siding, along with being able to take care of your windows, gutters, and even patios and decks. Call Sandra today. If you've been looking outside and your siding looks like pieces are coming off, or maybe one blew off in the windstorms earlier this year, call her. She'll come on out. She'll give you a quote. And she's going to take great care of you. She is an extraordinary person, very well regarded in the community. And I think it's so cool that she runs this organization. Sandra at A&S Construction. You can email her info@ansconstruction.net. And remember, you get that $750 off any roof or siding replacement, or $50 off any roof repairs. Let her know you saw her on Good Morning Frederick. All right, Judith spent 40 years teaching art, and then by a stroke of luck, she says, she ended up moving to Frederick and finding home in the arts community right here. Let's meet Judith. The pleasure of speaking with Judith. She is an artist. I met her at Frederick Book Arts Center right before the new location opened. You were doing actually like a pressed, is it lithograph?
I was doing a linoleum block, a multicolor linoleum block print.
That looked very labor intensive. I know you said you run the same thing several times to get all the layers.
Well, the one you saw probably will be 24 colors. And so it goes through the press one time for each color. And there's 25 pieces of paper. So there's 25 times 25, whatever that is. That's how many
a lot.
times.
That's a lot, Judith.
Yeah, it is. But
so tell me, your art, is it... what would you classify as your art, or what do you enjoy doing the most?
I am a printmaker.
Okay.
My MFA is in printmaking. But I really, over the years, Did you by any chance see the show I had at Noma in April?
I did not.
Oh, shame on me. Well, the title of the show was Generations, Archetypes, and Continuum.
Okay.
And the whole point of it is that over the years, I have developed very specific archetypes that appear over and over and over again in my art.
Okay.
And if you look at my art through my years, you can see the continuum, just like the continuum of art history, of course, starts with the cave art and comes up to the present day. And every artist has their own continuum.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. And what I have found is that I like expressing all these ideas through many different media. So I'm using the same imagery in printmaking, in collage, I do fiber art, I do rug hookings.
Wow.
And I do ceramics. I do ceramic sculpture. And it's all related. It's like everything is everything.
Well, I mean, I guess that would be true, right? Because you are you, and you're going to put your substance into everything you do, no matter the medium.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. That is excellent. How long have you been in Frederick?
I've been in Frederick since 2016.
Okay. And what do you think about our town?
I love it. I absolutely love it. I taught in Annapolis for 40 years. I taught art. I lived in Greenbelt for 40 years.
Wow.
And circumstances kind of sent me up here to Frederick, and I feel like I've died and gone to heaven.
Oh,
This
that's
is-
awesome.
It's such an art-centric town
Yeah.
without being New York City or downtown DC.
Yeah. We kind of take the best of everything, I think, and plop it right here.
I think so. I'm very happy here.
Yes. And how often do you have your art on display?
Well,
Or do a show?
I'm a member of the Noma Gallery,
Yep.
and so I have worked there all the members have worked there every month.
Okay. Oh, I didn't realize. I'm going to have to go check it out for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what I have there now are some little collages. I mean, I never know from month to month what I'm going to put in.
I love that. It sounds like a true artist, I think, right there.
I'm always trying something new.
I love that, though. That's kind of cool. It keeps things fresh and keeps you invigorated about what you're creating. And are there a lot of new techniques that have come around since you started all those years ago, even teaching?
You mean in terms of the processes I use?
Yeah.
There's a very wonderful development. I like I said, I have my MFAs in printmaking, and I stopped printmaking about 40 years ago because one of my professors developed aplastic anemia from the solvents.
Oh.
And so it was terrible. He almost died. He didn't, fortunately. But I went cold turkey. I just walked out of the studio and never went back. And it was at the same time I had noticed I was starting to be sensitive to the solvents.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just a good reason to stop doing it. Well, there have since been developed some very, very good inks that you can clean up with soap and water.
Oh, that's great.
And that's what brought me back to printmaking. But meantime, I was doing a lot of drawing. I was doing ceramic sculpture. I've been doing my rug hookings. Did you look at my website?
Yes, I did.
So you've seen all that on my website.
Yes.
And printmaking really is my main love, but I love all the other stuff too. If I had to pick one thing, it would be printmaking.
Okay, so if you had to
Fortunately,
do, yeah,
fortunately, I don't have to do that.
I was gonna say. So I met you at Frederick Book Arts, like I said. Are you there frequently?
I am there frequently. Yeah, we're still getting really set up. Starting July, I should be there 2 or 3 times a week printing. And I'm
Okay.
teaching there. I'm teaching a class there a block printing class starting July 26th, I think.
Oh, very cool. We'll make sure and get that on our calendar and make sure people know about that. That's cool. Do you enjoy still teaching?
I love teaching.
Obviously.
I love it. It's very exciting, very invigorating, and I feel if I do say so myself, I'm a very good teacher. And
I love it.
well, I hope so after 40 years.
Yeah.
But I get a lot out of it. I get inspiration from my students.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite age to teach?
As far as kids go,
Yeah.
second graders.
Really?
Second graders are perfect people. You can rip newspaper up in pieces and throw it in the air and they go, wow, can I do that? They'll try anything. They've got no inhibitions and they're excited no matter what you put in front of them. They're excited. Now, having said that, probably the next most exciting age, I was in a junior high for 36 years. Yeah, for 26 years. And junior high school students, I know a lot of people hate them, but for art, they can do anything. And I was doing college projects with them.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think, the junior high age is filled with kids that are going through so much at one time that I think maybe it's a great outlet for them to create, kind of utilize that emotion or the pent up emotions and utilize it in their art. That's really cool. Well, we are blessed to have you as part of our art population here in Frederick. We'll keep in touch with you on making sure we know when your classes are so we can share that with our viewers. And we will, of course, promote Noma Gallery and have people check you out there. If there was one thing you wanted people who are watching to know about you as an artist, what would that be?
I would want people to know that I think the people who come and look at my art are an integral part of my process. And I want to interact with everybody who sees my work. I want to share my work and I want to receive what people have to say about it.
Oh, that's good. Have you figured out a way to do that if you're not actually there?
Well, I do post on Instagram and Facebook, and I do hand out my cards to everybody I can.
I was just thinking maybe I could help you by creating like a landing page with a QR code so that when you put your art up, right next to it is a QR code and people can leave you their thoughts and comments.
Oh, that
right
would
away.
be awesome.
Wouldn't that be
awesome.
cool?
Yeah.
So you get that immediate kind of feedback.
I would love that.
I can help you do that.
Cool.
I think that would be very cool because for me, it's kind of like you get to kind of say, because art is personal, right? So everybody's going to have kind of this different feeling about how it affects them. But I think that would be cool as an artist to get that feedback.
Yeah. It's some artists don't care. A lot of artists will say, I don't care what they think.
True.
But I do. I really do care. Not in terms of them liking or disliking it, but why they like it or don't like it.
Yeah, I think it would be kind of cool even to post a question with the QR code. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
kind of lead people not just to, hey, do you like it or not like it, but more like, how did this make you feel, or what did this make you think about? And just getting that feedback, I think, would be very cool, because you're kind of expanding your reach to other people. I don't know. I think it would have a really cool.
Let me tell you something that I did do when I had my show in April. I had a book that I would really love to show to you sometime that I created that starts with the inception of the show and goes through everything up to the actual opening. And I had Post-it notes, and I invited people to write comments on the Post-it notes and put them on whatever page in the book they wanted. And then I typed them up on transparencies and put them on the page where their Post-it note was, so people could read the comment, lift it, and see what they were talking about. So I'm very into what you're saying.
But I love that. Yes, that is very cool. I would love to see that book. I will have to get with you and get that. I think that is amazing. Like your own little sign-in visitors book. I love it.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, it's been a pleasure to speak with you, and we look forward to seeing more of your art very soon, and checking you out at Frederick Book Arts as well for your upcoming class.
Thank you, Dani. It's been great talking to you.
You as well. All right, I want to thank Judith Kornett, and we're going to jump right into Madison Silver from Fortress Foundation Solutions. Home of everything Frederick, Madison's first visit.
Hello.
I'm here with Madison Silver from Fortress Foundations, the marketing and events director.
Yeah,
You like
the
that?
brand ambassador essentially, but I like that one more.
I'm going to give her a raise any minute
Yeah.
now. All right, so I met you originally. You had just started.
Yes.
And you have now been there a year.
Yeah, a little over a year now.
Fantastic. And your job is obviously to get people to know who Fortress Foundations is.
Yes.
And what you do.
Yep.
So tell everybody a little bit about what Fortress Foundations is.
So Fortress Foundation Solutions is an all things basement-y company.
Okay.
So we are the experts in basement, crawl space, foundation, and concrete repair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if somebody notices some leaking or cracks or moisture,
Yeah.
they call you?
Well, we all know crack kills,
Yeah.
right? The foundation of your home.
I like it. You need t-shirts with that on it. Do you have it?
It's in the works, okay? It's in the works. So we're keeping that
we
on the
can
level.
carry them here.
Yes, see, that would be awesome. I like that. All things Frederick,
Yeah, right,
yes.
yes, from everything Frederick. I mean, obviously, it's not great if stuff's going on in your basement of your home, and it can lead to a lot of other issues,
Yes.
right? So what are some things that can happen if the basement does have cracks or leaks or things like that?
Well, essentially, your home is your biggest investment,
Yeah.
right? So you're allowing mold, air quality problems, your foundation is going to be compromised.
Yeah.
The entire integrity of your home
Yeah.
is going to be affected by that, water in your basement, some sort of,
Yeah.
foundation cracks.
Yeah. So tell me, what kind of events? So you've been kind of putting together and been out. I've seen you out and about.
I have been
a lot
outside.
with the building industry and
Yes,
stuff. I've
yes.
seen you at those events, which is great. So when you're out and about at those events, you guys are just obviously reaching out, letting people
Yeah.
know who you are. How have things been over the past year?
They've been fantastic. I
Yeah.
mean, we have been welcomed with open arms just in the networking community and in Frederick alone.
Yeah.
It's been great. It's
Yeah.
been great. And yes, we do a lot of work with the, building industry
Yeah.
and pretty established there.
How
other
long
things
has the
have been good.
company been around?
Fortress has been around for 6 years now.
Okay.
Yep, May 5th, 2018. We just celebrated our little birthday party. It was great.
Fun. Did you guys do something fun for the
We
6th?
did.
Oh.
We did. Yep. We had Cinco de Mayo / Fortress's birthday. We got cookies made,
Nice.
balloon fight. It was awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
It was great.
How big is the company?
So we just hit 100 employees a few months ago.
Wow,
So we are
okay.
growing every single day.
And how many were there when you started?
Oof. So we had 2 running crews when I first started a year ago.
Okay.
And we have tripled in size since. So we
Holy
are just
cow.
expanding in this area. Yes.
That's awesome. And originally, all 6 years they've been based in Frederick County, or are they newish to Frederick County?
So we have been in Frederick for, I'm going to say about 3 years now.
Okay.
Yeah. We started out in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we are.
That's quite a jump.
Oh,
It's not
yes.
like next door,
No.
Montgomery County. What has been like the most rewarding thing over the past 12 months for you?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Do you have anything that sticks out?
You know, I really do. It's helping people. It's helping homeowners. It's educating them on their home and keeping, their most prized possession safe, stable, and healthy. I mean, that is bottom line my favorite part of the job.
That's awesome. I mean, and that's pretty impactful, when you are literally protecting somebody's biggest investment and helping them to make sure that they keep it up because, like you say, and of course, the foundation goes and everything goes,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
You can't have anything without a stable foundation. What has been the biggest challenge over the past 12 months for you?
Getting into crawl spaces. Yeah, that's just
You've actually been crawl-
100%.
What?
Yeah, I'm diving in. I want to know everything and all things basement-y.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't think I would like
No,
that.
I just did my first ride-along inspection, actually, with my system designer, Todd, in Northern Virginia.
Okay.
And I just jumped right into this unencapsulated crawl space. I had my whole suit on. It was okay.
I was gonna say, I would have been so itchy coming out of that.
Yes.
Just thinking.
Oh, that insulation.
Yeah.
You have to shower in cold water.
Oh.
If you shower warm, your pores open up and you get just, it infiltrates you. Yeah, it is. I learned that the hard way. But now I know. Cold
one
water.
thing not to do.
Yeah, the one thing
You
not
did
to
it.
do. I did it.
Holy cow.
Per usual. That's just me
well,
as a person.
yeah, you gotta learn somehow. You gotta learn somehow. Well, that's really fun that you've actually gone out on the job.
Yeah,
Good
100%.
experience to have.
I'm trying to get them to teach me some service as well, just so I want to know how to install the product. Not saying I'm going to do it every day, but I want to know the entire process from start to finish.
Well, that part of stuff helps make it, when you're talking about it, you have experience and you understand it, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's really good. Have there been any key events that you've really had a good time either planning or participating in, or anything that's been super successful?
All of the events have been super rewarding. Just getting out in the community, showing face and spreading, Fortress love, essentially.
Yeah.
I will say, I've been on the creek for the past few months, with WFRE, and that has been a blast. We're kind of I don't want to say a pregame, but a pregame for Live at 5, which is great.
I talk about it every week on the show. Yeah, it's awesome.
Coming up, we are the main sponsor for both events downtown Frederick for 4th of July.
Oh.
So it's a Fortress takeover, and I have an abundance of swag. Actually, Benny hooked me up. Yeah, I just watched you guys' interview. So
I love it.
The Baker Park, excuse me. My operations manager, Linda, hates that I say Baker's Park. Listen, I'm from New Jersey.
There's some old school Frederick people that do it too, and they call it Colors Lake, and we know if you've been around a while.
Yeah.
But you do stand out as a non-Frederictonian.
Listen, I say Baker's. She told me not to say this now, but I already made the mistake. I owned up to it.
That's right.
Sorry, Linda. My apologies.
Good. It's all
She's
good.
She's gonna kill me tomorrow.
We lovingly correct you. We lovingly
100%.
correct you. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So you guys are going to be full on Baker Park and 4th of July.
Please come and see me. I have
I will.
all of the swag.
Oh, well, I'm coming to get my Fortress stuff.
Yeah.
All right, if people want to find out more or schedule I'm assuming a quote or an in-home check, and you can crawl through their crawl space, how do they reach out to you guys?
So they will go ahead and call us. Our website is on Google, or you can call me personally. We can drop my information somewhere.
I will.
But we can get you scheduled for a free estimate and have one of my system designers come out and educate you on your home.
Okay.
And tell you what's going on and give you that, evaluation at the time of the estimate. So everything's just right there. We come in, we do our thing, and you'll know exactly the game plan from there. By the time my guy leaves. So
awesome. Well, we'll make sure everything's on the screen. Madison Silver, she is your girl with all things Basement-y Fortress Foundations.
Thank you, Dani.
All right, want to thank Madison for joining me at the home of everything Frederick. She's so sweet. I really love that she is still doing stuff there. All right, coming up tomorrow, we'll shine a spotlight on the latest issue of Frederick Lifestyle and Kristen Wojin. And balloons make any event better. And I chat with Jelena about her company, Sun and Moon Balloon Design. That's all tomorrow at 9 a.m. And we're on all the socials, so just search for Good Morning Frederick when you have a minute. Follow, subscribe. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Have an awesome day and get out there and be great, Frederick.
From downtown streets